So, there is a part of your brain that decides whether you quit or you push through. And guess what? Most people don't even know it exists. It's called the anterior mid cingulate cortex, or the AMCC. Now, here's what's interesting about the AMCC. Recent studies are starting to show that this part of your brain is directly linked to your ability to do hard things, not just once, but consistently. The AMCC activates you when you face effort, discomfort, and resistance. In simple terms, it's your brain's discipline center. And just like a muscle, it can be trained. But here's the catch, there's always a catch. You don't train it by doing what you enjoy, you train it by doing what you don't feel like doing. Are you listening to me? Let me say that again, because this is where most people fail. You don't build discipline by doing what feels good. You build it by doing what feels uncomfortable repeatedly. This means waking up when you don't want to, going to the gym when you're tired, working when you'd rather scroll through your phone. That resistance you feel, that's not a sign to stop. That's the exact moment your AMCC is being developed. And most people avoid that very moment, which is why people stay stuck. And I don't think we want to stay stuck. Now, let me bring back to something real in my personal life. At the beginning of this year, I made a decision that I was going to post on TikTok every single day, no excuses. If you create content, you already know that that is not easy at all. There are days when you don't feel creative, days when nothing is working, and days when you just don't want to show up. It happens. But I started anyway. I said, I am going to do this. And something interesting happened. Very interesting. At first, it felt hard, really hard. But over time, it got easier. Not because the work changed, but because I changed. I was training my brain. I was strengthening that part of me that pushes through resistance. I was developing my AMCC. And now I've taken it even further. I am starting to create YouTube videos. Longer content, more effort, more discipline required. And I'm doing that on purpose because I have realized something powerful, very powerful. If you want to grow, you have to intentionally make your life harder. Not in a negative way, right? Not in a bad way, but in a way that forces you to expand. Most people are trying to make life as easy as possible. But the people who actually win, they do the exact opposite. They seek out difficulty. They choose the harder path. Are you listening to me? Because they understand that every time they do something hard, they are upgrading themselves. They are becoming more disciplined, more focused, more capable. So the question is, what are you avoiding right now? You watching this. Is it the gym? Is it waking up early? Is it taking that hard course you've been thinking about? Is it putting your work out there for people to see? What are you avoiding? Because whatever it is, that's your opportunity. And here's the very, very important part. It doesn't have to be something big. No, you can start small. You don't need to completely change your life overnight. Matter of fact, I think that's impossible. Start small. Wake up a bit earlier. Take an hour off your phone. Go for that workout. Work on your personal goal for just 30 minutes. The size doesn't matter. What matters is your consistency. Because every single time you choose discomfort over comfort, you are strengthening your AMCC. You are becoming someone who can handle more and more. And over time, something incredible happens. The things that once felt hard start to feel normal. You don't have to force yourself as much. You don't have to rely on motivation. You just do what needs to be done. Simple. That's when you know that you have changed. That's when discipline becomes part of who you are. So I'll leave you with this, right? You don't need more motivation. You don't need the perfect plan, honestly. I think we're done with that. You just need to start doing the hard things consistently. Train your brain. Build that part of you that doesn't quit. Because once you do, everything in your life gets easier. So the real question is, are you going to start developing your AMCC today?